Good morning. So, like I said, I was going to start a YouTube channel, and here I am. Today we're doing it. So, I spent the night at my grandmother's house, and I told you guys that I had a lot of things planned. Today, I'm going to interview my grandmother. I feel like it's very important to speak to different generations, especially generations before us, because you can learn a lot. They have a lot of stories to tell you. They have a lot of experience. My grandmother, I'm not going to tell you her age, but I don't even know if I remember her age. Shoot, but I know she has a lot of interesting stories. I know she's lived a lot of life. So I'm going to see how much I can ask her today and if I can get anything good out of it. I'm sure that I will be able to. And I'm sure that even if y'all don't get anything out of it, I'm sure I will, because, it's good to talk to people that aren't going to be in your life forever. I feel like conversation is so important, and communication and developing relationships, because at the end of the day, that's all you have. I was speaking to my dad not too long ago, and we were speaking about how it would be better if you had somebody, if you had a companion when the world was ending, etc., because it's like you can always make decisions for yourself, but it's always good to have the second perspective. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I'm going to be interviewing my grandmother. I hope you guys are excited. I'm excited. Let's do this. Hello, guys. I'm here with my grandmother. Okay. You ready?
Ready as ever.
Okay. First things first, what is your name?
My full name is Amina Amida Ahmed.
Okay.
It was changed. Do you want to go into that?
We could go into that in a moment. Okay. When and where were you born?
I was born in 1948, April 1st.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Are you serious? You were born in 1948? I can't even believe that. Oh my gosh.
And I'm an April Fool's baby.
You don't even oh my gosh. You look wonderful.
And when April 1st comes around, everybody want to tell a joke because they know it's my birthday.
I remember that. And where were you born?
I was born in Saginaw, Michigan, at Saginaw General Hospital. That was the main hospital at the time in Saginaw.
In 1948. Oh my goodness. Okay. What was your first job, and what was it like, and what did you learn while you were there?
My first job, I believe, was at a place called Kmart, and it was near my home. I was, no.
It wasn't?
I remembered another job.
Okay.
Before that one.
All right.
Okay. My first job was at AT&T.
Okay.
AT&T is still viable now. It's a telephone company. And I was a long distance operator.
Okay.
And I got that job through school. They had a program where I think if you were, maybe in the top at least 25%, they picked you and you could get one of the jobs that they had available for teenagers.
Okay.
So that was my first job.
Okay, so you worked at AT&T as a
long distance operator.
What is a long distance operator?
Way back when they connected telephone lines, you had these plugs and you put them into a wall, a circuit board.
Yeah.
And that's how you plugged in phone lines.
And that's how you would get into contact with people? So you were the one doing
Right, plugging.
Oh, that sounds nice. How much did that pay back then?
Probably not very much. I was only 16, so let's say
16
about
working at AT&T.
Maybe $2 an hour.
$2 an hour? Oh my goodness! And how many hours would you get?
I would only probably work less than. Since I was still going to school, let's say it was definitely part-time, so maybe about 12
hours. Okay.
A week.
A week? Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. What did you learn while you were working there?
What did I learn while I was working? I learned that efficiency and effectiveness and courtesy was very important, because you actually, talk to people and they told you, like, may I help you? You had to be polite, and you had to be fast, and you had to do it correctly. So that's what I learned first, and I really enjoyed that, and that carried on because it set a foundation for my future positions.
Yeah.
So
effectiveness by being courteous.
Effectiveness by being fast. And courteous, talking to the people and talking to them in a polite manner. Because some people, were at that time, they were upset, and you had to be polite, and that kind of calmed them down.
Yeah.
Because sometimes they would get the wrong line, or so you had to make sure that you did it. And if they got the wrong line, they disconnected from that person, and then they may have came in as a call to you.
Yeah.
So they may have been irate, and you had to make sure that you calmed them down and that you did it correctly, so they didn't have to call back and say, 2 or 3 times I called through and I couldn't get who I wanted.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So courtesy, effectiveness, politeness is courtesy. Efficiency, you had to do it right. You had to do it fast, and you had to do it correctly.
Okay. And what is something you're most proud of?
Something I'm most proud of.
I know that's a really vague question.
Yes, it is. It is. I'm most proud of just always trying to have a positive attitude in every walk of life.
So you're proud of being able to do that?
Yeah.
I love
because you can. It's so many things that hit you in life from one day to the next. You can fall, and if you don't try to keep getting up with a positive attitude, people gonna step on you. You're gonna be down all the time. And I think that happens to everybody.
It does.
The fact that no matter what, I feel like, and you're kind of like that too, I think. It's going to be okay. It's going to work out.
It's going to work out. Yeah.
And since I believe in God, I believe that God has a plan, and God's going to work it out.
Yeah.
Regardless of what you do.
He's going to do it every time.
So I just try and always keep a positive attitude and know that I'm going to be all right.
Yeah, everything's going to be just fine. So you are proud of being able
to bounce back,
have a good attitude, understand that everything happens with time and it's going to be okay. I love that. I'm very glad that I could inherit that from you. I think I get that from my dad, and I also get that from my mom.
Well, since he's my son.
And since he's your son, I'm saying I'm inheriting it from you. Okay. Who has influenced you the most?
Who is influenced? It's going to have to be my mom, because when I was talking about the positive attitude, that's the way she always was.
Oh, my goodness.
And I know that when I was very young, I remember when I was in the 2nd grade, I believe, my mom always told me that I was smart, and I could do anything I wanted to do and be anything I wanted to be. Yeah. And when I went in the 2nd grade, I remember my teacher was Miss Brown. And she told me the same thing. She, said the same thing that my mom said. She said, yeah, you say you're intelligent and you can be anything you want to be. So I would say my mom, but because she inbred that in me, it, showed up in school. And my 2nd grade teacher noticed it and told me and reinforced it to me. And so I always grew up thinking I could do anything I want to do and be anything I wanted to be.
Grew up thinking I'm that girl. That's true. I love that. Yeah, I remember great grandmother was very positive.
Right.
Yeah.
Always,
She had a
let you know.
really, really interesting humor.
Mm-hmm.
She was very funny. What's your favorite memory from your childhood?
My favorite memory from my childhood would be having freedom to go outside, ride my bike, play with my sisters, play with my friends, and we would get up when we're not in school and get up and go outside and just explore. And we were able to explore at that time without feeling any kind of fear. We came home for lunch. After we had breakfast, we left, went out and explored, and we just knew not to go too far. We had to know how to get back home. And then come back for lunch, and then if we had lunch, we went back outside, explored and played some more with the neighbors and the friends. And as long as we got home when before the lights went out at night,
I've always heard that
we were
one.
good. And we got to ride our bikes and walked, and we just had fun, and it was I had a real pleasant growing up as a young child.
That's good. Okay.
I remember every holiday, we always got new clothes. I don't know how, because my mom had 6 kids first, and then she came back and had 3 more later. But when we were young, every time the holiday came around, we got new clothes, and so we always thought we were cute.
Right. Okay. Feel yourself with all the new clothes. I know that's a lot too. Consider how many children that is.
Right. You're right.
And back then, you wasn't even making that much money.
Right.
Okay. What is the story behind your name?
The story behind my name. Originally, my mother named me Doris after, I think she had some influence from a relative of hers. But anyways, she named me Doris, and my original birth name, Doris Banks. Well, I got married and it changed, and then I decided that I wanted to change it myself after I became knowledgeable about a different religion, Islam. And I listened to it, and I read about it, and I decided it's something that I wanted to join. And one of the things that they did there was they said that Allah's name, which they call God Allah, even though it's just one God, and we know it's the same God everybody else that believes in God praises. They say that His names are best, and so a lot of people change their names, and my name is Amina Ahmed. And they say that actually you think you change your name, but God really picks it for you.
Right.
And my first name, Amina, means loyal, dependable, and trustworthy.
Okay.
My middle name is Amida. It's only changed by one letter. Instead of N-A-H, it's D-A-H. It means one who gives support.
Okay.
And my last name means daily praises God. I didn't really know in the beginning why I picked that name. I just kind of thought it was, cute and went together.
Yeah.
But I think over the years, since I changed it back in, oh my goodness, must be 1979, something like that, when I actually changed it. But since that time to now, it's been how many years? 40?
1970, something like that.
80, and that's 2024, it's 44. It's been like 45 years or more anyway.
Yeah.
I've seen that. I believe I've grown into that, and I believe that that's been influenced by, of course, my religion and what God had in store for me, because I do aim to be trustworthy, dependable, and loyal.
Yeah.
And I believe that I am going around usually trying to give support to people in the way of I like health and health products.
Of
and
course, I know you always helping me.
I try to get a lot of knowledge about that and share it with people in any way that I can give people support. I do that as long as I can.
That is
maintain
amazing.
my own good foundation. And then I daily praise the Lord in some way. usually prayer,
Yeah.
but in every way I can. So that's the foundation of my name.
I love that. That's very beautiful. I didn't know there was meaning behind it, like completely,
Yeah.
other than obviously your religion. But
Right.
okay, that's very cool. I didn't know that. What does happiness look like to you?
Happiness looks like to me everybody on earth being able to have similar blessings, not just so-called elite have gold toilets and whatever else they have, and then other people in like sub-Saharan Africa or some other faraway place barely being able to eat.
Right.
I want everybody to be able to enjoy their life, and I don't really want a lot of elaborate things for myself. I would like to share it with other people.
Right.
So what looks like happiness to me is everybody having the basic needs at least. And that's like everybody all over the world.
Like water.
Having at least basic needs. Because, we have to realize too, sometimes they say that people travel over to those nations that they think are really poor. But a lot of them have so much happiness because there's just a lot of love in the family.
Yeah.
So it's not that they can't have the love if they have material things, but I think we can learn from each other.
Right.
We can learn how they can be so happy without things and not depend so much on material things. And they can learn more happiness from, I say us, even though it's not like I'm rich. And they can have more happiness from us having more material things in addition to that love.
Well, also having that, right. So
happiness looks like to me like everybody having the basics, food, water, shelter, health, love, all over the world as much as possible.
Yeah. None of that got nothing to do with money, by the way. It's all about love and obviously
and
nature
and right
and sharing. That's very simple, and I like that.
So that's what would look like happiness.
What would you tell somebody that's struggling to find happiness?
That's struggling to find happiness? That is a good one. Struggling to find happiness. Okay, I would tell them, first of all, I think that you have to establish a foundation of not so much religion, but you have to find God, find out what God loves, and try and work toward doing that and being that. Because you can't, I think everything, the foundation of happiness is doing what God has told us we need to do. No matter, you can grow up and you can think, okay, then, I'm free, I'm independent, I'm gonna be this and do this. But when you really get into life, you really see that what God told us to do is the best thing to do.
It's what you need to do, right? It's what you really need to do.
What you really need to do.
I understand that because it's like eventually after you keep failing and you keep going through, you keep getting punched in the face, and you're like, why does this keep happening to me?
And then you realize that there's good and there's evil, and people can go so far evil that you would never want to go that far.
Right.
There's always more evil you can do. So it's like, no, you would never want to go down that lane. It's better to just try and do good, even though it may not work out for the way you think it should every time. You should do it anyways because, you never know what God's plan is. And we know that, like it'll tell you in the Bible, if you want to read the Bible, it says something. I'm not reading it now. But it's similar to everything works out for the good of those who love the Lord.
Yeah.
So it's you just do your best, and then you try to know and hope and pray that it fits in with God's plan, and know that even if it doesn't, God will change some of the bad things around to good, because He can do that. Because that's God. God can do whatever God wants to do.
Yeah.
So what was the question again? How would I help
What would
people
you
that's struggling
yeah.
to find happiness?
What would you tell someone?
Yeah, that's the best way to me. You start there and then just don't ever let go.
Okay.
And no matter how it works out, always keep the faith and hope that God is there, God is working it out, and it's going to work out in the end for you. And hopefully all the way through. But,
Yeah.
that's really not your
Right, not your
choice. You have to do good, and then you have good intentions.
Mhm.
But the overall ending and benefit is left up to God.
Mhm. Okay, so what I got from that is to find happiness, you have to understand that there are greater things than you, and sometimes, you can't exactly control that, but you can control the things that you can control and do good with those things. And eventually things will work out if you continue to do good and continue to have faith and hope.
Kira, you said that so well. In a nutshell.
Oh my goodness!
That's what I meant.
Okay, that's great. I'm glad I said that. I was trying to get it out, make sure that it was put in there, because it was I know there was a lot going on when it comes to that, and it's obviously some people aren't going to be religious. That's their choice.
Exactly.
But there is you need to understand that
Mm-hmm.
there are so many more people, so many more things out there, so many just everything. There's things we've never seen before, but you can feel those things. Just like you can feel God's presence, and you can feel that there's somebody watching over you. There's things that you're out of control of.
You
And
expressed that so well.
yeah, so
Keep up the good work.
okay. What core values guide your actions and decisions? That's a really strange question. I didn't really understand it.
Integrity.
Mm.
Is a core guiding principle. I would say,
For the people that have no idea what integrity means, can you explain it to them? Because the only reason I know what integrity means is because of a show I wasn't supposed to be watching when I was younger. I wasn't showing any sort of integrity in that moment.
okay, having good characteristics, like I was saying before, like truth, honesty, trustworthiness, like I was saying, loyalty, and adhering to those things and really trying to do them to the best of your ability at all times.
Mm-hmm. Even when somebody not looking,
Right.
even people aren't watching,
Yeah, right.
there's always somebody watching.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
There's always
That's
somebody
right.
watching. So, I think that's the main one when it comes to your goals.
Integrity and just maintaining health at all times, because if you lose your health, you can't really focus.
Right. You can't really make any good decisions. You can't really have any sort of action because, if you're old and fat, you can't move around. You can't do anything.
Yeah, you lose your, total focus.
You can't focus. People end up losing themselves, getting depressed
Right. Yeah.
because they haven't maintained their health. I get it.
And like you said before, maintaining and maintaining some form of happiness all the time. You can't always be, happy, but always try to look for the good in every situation.
Yeah. Okay. I agree. Do you have a personal philosophy that shapes your outlook on life?
Pretty much what I was just saying. Let me see
Integrity, maintaining health and happiness. Making sure you're doing the right thing, even when nobody's looking.
Mm-hmm.
Maintaining your health.
Well, it's just going to be, for me, always trying to keep hope alive.
Bro, that's real though. I get it. Keep that hope alive. Because it does get to a point. It does get to a point. I assure you it does.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You know.
Yeah.
You know, you always. You just want to always keep that faith.
Yeah.
Keep that hope.
Yeah.
Because you never know. So many people accomplish so many things
Right.
just even later in life.
Mm-hmm.
So you never give up.
Yeah.
And you always know that God is there,
Mm-hmm.
and you know He has a purpose for His life, for your life. That you know He's pushing. I don't want to say pushing you toward, but you know you should keep faith and hope that you have a purpose,
Yeah.
and you don't need to try to be in control all the time.
Yeah.
Just try to be happy, be healthy, take care of yourself. And the golden rule, you know, do unto others as you would like for them to do unto you.
Right. You basically just answered the last question I had for you. What is your idea of the purpose of life?
Oh yeah, that was pretty much it. Purpose of life. Right. Know that, first of all, know that you have a purpose.
Right. Know that there is something for you.
So no giving up. Always strive to do your best,
Mhm.
and treat others the way you want to be treated.
Okay, I have a personal question now that I want to ask you because I need to know more about me.
Well, you.
Yes,
Oh,
because
okay.
remember I was like, I don't know if I explained this to you, but this is my personal journey to finding myself.
Okay.
So, do you have a favorite memory of me that you remember? Like, from any time in my childhood.
Oh,
It could be good, it could be bad. It could be good or it could be bad.
There is no bad. There is no bad. And the favorite memory is so many funny memories of you. The favorite memory, okay, I'm gonna say two things.
Okay.
My first favorite memory is when I saw you for the first time. You were all bundled up and curled up and just a little baby. And I said, "Oh, she's so cute."
Okay. Okay.
And you could tell that you were so cute because you're so cute now. Yeah. And my other favorite memory is you always, like, no matter what happens, you always like, it's gonna be okay.
Oh my goodness, I've always been like that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. And even when you were little, like 6 months old, when I would pick you up and pat you, you would pat me on the back. Yeah. You were like little. You weren't even like a year old. You were like some months old, and I was patting you, and you were patting me. I'm like, oh. And you always been like that. You always try to keep people like upbeat and let them know that everything's gonna be okay. You know, even though you have this inward knowing, I think that it is gonna be okay. Even though you don't know how, but you know it's gonna be okay, and you share that with other people in every way that you can.
Yeah.
So that's it.
Okay. Well, I love that. And I'm very glad that I got to speak with you today. I got a lot of great things out of you. I think that I would love to do this another time with some different questions.
Okay.
Maybe in a few months we could
Alright.
return to this. You know, you'll have different memories to bring up, different stories to tell.
Okay.
But that's it. Thank you. I love you.
Okay, now I gotta see.